And until they get that, almost everything that happens in the shoulder joint is going to be a compression. So we first teach length or extension before we think about teaching rotations. And usually it takes people a couple of weeks before they really kind of get that feeling. But it's a pretty safe way to teach. Now when I want to help them make a change to the more correct downward dog position. I still want them to have stable shoulder. And I know that the weight is going to go to the outside. Look at my hand, look at your hand, it doesn't matter. For most people, the mound of the thumb is thicker than the mound of the baby finger. So if I put my hand down on the floor, automatically, because this is thicker, the weight's going to go to the side. So knowing that, I have to bring their attention here. Because I don't want to overuse the outside of the wrist. You know, in a Iyengar style system, it's a big deal, but it's not a gigantic problem. But if I'm going to do vinyasa and I'm going to jump, I don't want the weight going only on one side, because I'll ruin my wrist. When you injure your wrist, every time you think it's better, it's less than 50%. It takes a really long time to heal. So we try not to ruin it, okay, in the process of learning. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is the next step for the more beginner student is to do downward dog with the index fingers parallel with each other. So I've taken them from here and said, okay, now we're going to work here and we're going to press into here as much as possible so that they get heavy on the inside of the hand. But they don't do it by rotating in from the shoulder. So they still have to push out of the shoulder joint and then press the base of the index into the floor. Balance the weight between the left hand and the right hand. And then keep that as they exhale and lift into the downward dog. Okay. And that becomes the kind of second action where you're challenging their shoulder to stay stable. A little bit more than here. Here it happens automatically. Here they have to work a little bit. So you go back to the wall. You set your hands up. Let's go. Pay good attention here and here. So the pressure is even. Push as though you're sliding the mat away from you. Equal weight both hands. Exhale into the downward dog. 10 breaths. Watch how the weight changes. Every time you breathe in, it's going to do something. Every time you breathe out, it's going to do something different. Okay. Try to keep the hands the same. Inhale and exhale. Only 10 breaths. Okay. Then come back here.